It's Kane Hodder from Friday the 13th. You are listening to Rock Video Rental.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon, and I'm here again with Caleb. And we are continuing on with Rocktober Part 6. And we're going to be talking about 1989's Cutting Class. It is directed by Ross Poe Pallenberg. And the plot is a teenage girl befriends a suspected high school slasher. That is a horrible plot. The cast, we got Donovan Leitch Jr. or Leitch, one of the two, as Brian Woods, Jill Schoelen as Paula Carson, Brad Pitt in a very early role as Dwight Ingalls, Roddy McDowell as Mr. Dante, and Martin Mull as William Carson. I think we've done the trifecta of Jill Schoelen slasher movies now.
Yeah.
We did Popcorn last year. We did the Stepfather earlier this month, and now we're moving on to Cutting Glass. She is kind of an overlooked quote unquote scream queen.
Okay.
Um, because most of her stuff came after like the big boom of slasher movies. Most of it's like late 80s, early 90s stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, and this falls in between the Stepfather and Popcorn.
Okay.
But this movie, God, this is the first time I've watched this in quite a while. I remember the first time I watched it, I bought it on DVD at like Rite Aid or Walgreens of all places.
Ah,
Uh, I mean, Rite Aid doesn't even exist anymore. Uh, but yeah, and I remember the cover of the DVD had just like a really like blued out, weird colored picture of Brad Pitt.
hmm.
Like nobody else. Like that's their selling point because I didn't even notice what it was at first. And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh man, it's that slasher movie that he was in.
That's funny.
But and I will say that he is probably the best actor in this movie.
Yeah.
He's he's pretty solid in it actually. I mean, it's not like Brad Pitt now where he's, one of the best actors in Hollywood, but you can see the promise there.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a funnier character who's like rebellious and supposed to be like the bad boy. And Jill Schoelen plays like her normal kind of like good girl
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
that she
gonna say
does the
nice
girl
girl.
next door
Yeah.
kind of deal. Um and I still have a hard time figuring out if she's a good actress or not. I think it's her
She
voice.
yeah, she's good.
She's
She's
not
at the
great.
she's at the lower end of good, not the high end
I would agree with that.
good.
Like she's got some kind of aura to her where like you like watching her and you like her in things, but at the same time, like she'll do like a line delivery or something, and you'd be like, it wasn't really the best.
Yeah, I so her being in a movie is good. Like if she's in it, it's like, all right, good job. Enjoy watching her on screen. It's not like I would want to watch a movie marathon with her.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
I get that.
one movie's good here or there, but it's not like, oh, I want to watch Sylvester Stallone movie marathon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree with that.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
Stop, or my mom will shoot. Oh gosh. I will say the dude that plays Brian is pretty crappy
Oh, yeah, but the one thing I will say about that is it worked.
because he's supposed to be crazy.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be creepy and that whole awkward thing. Like, I feel like it was somewhat natural and it just worked for this specific situation.
Yeah.
You want to talk about another person who I don't think was necessarily the best actor, but they were totally creepy, was that Mr. Dante dude.
Yeah. That's Roddy McDowell. Probably the
Yeah,
biggest name actor other than Brad Pitt in this.
I know, but just like holy crap, like
Dude, you want to talk about creepy? How about every single adult working at this damn school?
yeah. Like,
You
did
got,
somebody have a problem with like the authority figures?
it's
Dang.
like the principal, Mr. Dante, is like, has Jill Schoelen come into his office and he shuts the door. And it's like, here's the new cheerleading outfits. And she like bends over to get him and she's got a short skirt on. And he's just like staring directly into her butt.
Gosh.
And he's like almost to the point where he's doing like a lean back and biting his lip.
Yeah, he had
Like,
some creepy expressions.
yeah, and then he was just like way too up in her business. And then like when he opens the door and she walks out, he like adjusts his tie and like looks around.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little too creepy. And then you got the janitor dude who's freaking creepy too. He's
Yep.
the red herring, but I mean, he's also kind of perving it at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have the gym teacher, who of
Yeah.
course is supposed to be a straight up jerk,
You know
but
who that is?
he's also kind of freaking creepy too.
Yeah, he is. Do you know who that is?
Who?
He's one of the dudes from Reno 911 or no, not Reno, Brooklyn 99.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of the dopey cops.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh,
Uh, the speaking of the gym teacher, like Brad Pitt has a hilarious moment with him where
yeah.
he's like he walks up and the gym teacher's like, "You're not dressed for class," and he's like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." Like, who wrote that line? And then the gym teacher just like laughs and looks at him. He's like, "No, fuck you." Great comeback, dude. Uh, oh yeah. Also, Brian's a creep too, but that's
Oh, totally.
supposed to be. But I just think it's funny how everybody's just kind of like perving on Jill Schoelen. It's like, yeah, she's cute and attractive, but it's not like she's, I don't, super seductive or anything.
Yeah, like that other girl was more so the
Yeah, her
I'm gonna show
friend with
what
the
I
red hair.
got. Yeah, and
She's
yeah.
got, yeah, she's like your typical, she's got the big boobs and struts around and wears like more revealing clothes and everything, where she's the one that you would expect like all the adults to, or at least, could we just do it with one of them? Does everyone have to be like a predator?
Yeah.
It's like you'd wait for Chris Hansen to show up watching this. Why don't you have a seat? Uh, like that was one of the bad parts of this. Uh,
Well, can we talk about the bad part too about the dad?
yeah,
Like
oh my God, Martin Mull.
why were they dragging that out so long? Just kill the like
We didn't need any of this. None
no.
of it. Like he said he was going like hunting, right? And so he was leaving her by herself for like a week. He's like, I'm going off hunting. And then he like tells her, no parties, no boys, blah, 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 kind of thing.
And no cutting class.
Yeah, no cutting class. I said it. And then they show him like almost like a Three Stooges slapstick comedy hour with Martin Mull where it's like he falls down in the water. Oh, and he's like they have a field trip and it just happens to be in the area of where he's at.
Yes.
And no one sees him except for Brian, and Brian ignores him. And then,
Well, technically, did Brian see him? Like that
yeah,
was
that's the
the
thing. Did he
yeah.
see him? Did he not? Ooh, is Brian the killer? And like this whole movie, Brian's the killer.
I mean, there was that one moment where I was just like, dang, are they really gonna try to pull this? Because yes, I was totally like, it's Brian, it's Brian. And then they were like really pushing right there at the very end where they're just like, oh no, it's Brad Pitt or something, or I can't remember exactly what they were doing with it. And I was like, are they really gonna try to pull this off?
And then this movie's not smart enough to do that.
Yeah. Well, I thought that they were going to do it from the aspect of like, oh, we can't really logically explain it, but we wanted there to be a twist.
Yeah,
But then it wound up being like, oh, we just did a fake twist. Haha.
yeah. We got you to swerve, bro. We swerved you, bro.
But she was like, no way.
But Jules Sholin said there was no way. Also, speaking of that, every time Brad Pitt, I've noticed this in this movie. This is the first time I've ever noticed this, and I've seen this maybe 3 or 4 times. Um, every time Brad Pitt makes a move on Jill Sholin, she has some excuse not to that is related to educational purposes. Did you notice that?
I did notice that a couple times, but I did not notice that was every time.
Yeah, he like at the beginning he like comes on to her and she's like, not until your grades improve. I'm like, what?
Okay, mom.
Yeah. And then there's another time too where it's like, I have to um I have to study, we can't. And it's like it'd make more sense if they like came out flat and said that like she was a virgin,
Hmm.
but she doesn't want him to know, so she's making these excuses. But they don't ever say anything like that or even like fully hint at that. Because you get the idea of that maybe they've done that before.
Was it subliminal messaging that they're really trying to teach the importance of going to school and getting a good education with kids?
Yeah, because don't you dare cut class or classmates. But oh man. Yeah, that stuff with Martin Mull, that was completely pointless.
Yeah.
And I always just kind of find him kind of annoying. I mean, I wasn't a fan of him when I used to watch Roseanne as a kid,
Mm.
and he was Roseanne's boss at the diner. Didn't care for him then.
Yeah, there's
But,
something I can't. There was some other movie that I remember him from, but I can't remember offhand.
and you're like, oh, that douche. Damn it, Martin Mull, you ruined this movie. This movie is incredibly scattered. It has like hardly any cohesion at all.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, Brian comes back and Jill Scholen's acting like she's never seen him before, but him and Brad Pitt used to be friends.
Mm-hmm. So it's
So
like,
shouldn't she like remember him?
and also her dad like overruled his case or something or whatever.
Yeah, there's like he's got history with her dad where he made him out to like be this murderer because they said like he killed his dad by cutting the brake lines of his car or something like that.
Yeah, and you would, and that's another thing too, where if his dad, because they played that little recording where he's basically just like bashing Brian,
Yeah.
and it's just like
This kid's a piece of shit, basically.
if his dad was that adamant, or her dad was that adamant about it, then you know he would know that the kid was getting out.
Yeah.
Like he would have known.
And it's not like they said that Brighton escaped and he's got this other identity, which would have made more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like Brad Pitt dislikes him. Brad Pitt doesn't mind him. Brad Pitt hates him. Because there's a part where, like, right at the beginning, Brad Pitt doesn't trust him right from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, this guy's crazy. Him and I were friends for a long time. Like, he's nuts. And then it's like, he takes his car to Brian to get work done, knowing full well that, like, Brian cut the brake lines to his dad's car.
Yeah.
And then he lets Brian work on his car. And then later, him and Jill Scholen are driving off with it, and, like, the brakes don't work.
Yeah. He's
And
like,
then they
oh
almost hit
no.
Martin Mull.
Yeah, and they should have hit him. Actually,
Yeah.
I will say that I know we're skipping to the end right here, right now, but I think that would have been quite the hilarious ending
If they
if
hit him.
if the brakes failed, they hit him, they crashed, and everybody died.
In a fiery crash.
Yeah, because I mean, it would have been kind of funny, really, from the whole aspect of like hit Brian technically winning in the end.
Yeah. Win in the end. Oh, that would have been great. Uh, so the whole final showdown between Brian, Jill Scholen, and Brad Pitt, I thought that was handled decently. It takes place at the school, obviously, and they're in the wood shop, and Brian puts Brad Pitt's head in a vice, and then he's like trying to kill Jill Scholen, and she pushes him like into a saw or something.
Yeah, it wasn't really into like a grinder or something. I couldn't
It
really
was some
tell
kind
what
of saw, I think. And he's just like and dies.
the
And then yeah, that's when they get in the car and drive off, and then realize they don't have brakes and almost kill Martin Mull.
the end.
Yeah. And then that's when we get the terrible um hey, aren't you supposed to be in school? You're not cutting class, I hope. And then credits.
Yeah, and that was like the whole thing. That because I thought it was going to be something about, especially with how the movie began, that she wound up cutting class,
Yeah.
and her and whoever else cut class with her started getting killed. But then the whole thing is only a reference to the very end of the movie.
Yeah, where she gets away from Brian who's trying to kill her.
Yeah, so stupid.
Also, if class is going on right now, why was no one in the wood shop?
Yeah.
No one was in that whole school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get. Uh, it was just some of this is painful. And then, oh man, how about the basketball scenes with Brad Pitt? Like Brad Pitt seems like he'd be like an athletic guy because he's in pretty good shape. But I don't know if he was just hamming it up to the point where it's like I have to look like I'm bad. But he looked awful on that.
He did. And it's like,
Ugh,
yes, there's one thing I'm better at than Brad Pitt at.
it's basketball.
I
Yeah.
could dribble a basketball.
Oh gosh. But if he got his grades up, then he could get laid.
If
Oh
only.
man, I forgot with the ending. There's a part where Jill Scholen is wrestling around with Brian, and that's when she like pushes him into that saw blade. She's like, "Stop fucking with my emotions." I'm like, what? And then the janitor shows up and he's kind of pervy.
Yeah. And he's just kind of like, oh, I guess I have to clean this up. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's just like, dude, there's a dead kid in the machinery right there.
Yeah. And he's just like, pretty much. And then I also had two that, like, for Brad Pitt and Jill Scholen being a real couple at the time and being engaged after this movie, they have no chemistry.
That's funny. I didn't
They
think
have
about that.
really bad chemistry. And I told the story before about how she went on to make a different movie and she had to go to like another country and they were engaged and she called Brad Pitt and said like how much she missed him and needed to talk to him and see him and he like spent his last bunch of money to get a ticket to whatever country she was in and then she breaks off the engagement and
Yeah.
leaves him for the director of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I think he spent well, like what money he had left drinking with a homeless man or something like that. So I guess that was rock bottom for Brad Pitt. But yeah. Anything else to add? The music was awful. Don't
Oh
forget
yeah,
that. Terrible. But I mean, it's that late 80s, early 90s garbage that was popular at the time. Also, the movie just kind of starts.
very abruptly.
Yeah, there's like at the beginning of the movie, there's at least the version I watched, there wasn't any um logos or anything at the beginning of it.
There, not during when the guy was delivering the newspapers.
No, I meant like
Before that,
there wasn't like Universal Pictures
true. Hmm.
thing at the beginning of it. Like that was really weird. It just all of a sudden started, and then we got the paper delivery and everything with the credits, but
And a guy who
yeah,
looked like he was about to crash his bike every time.
yeah. Oh man. But anything else?
Two things. One, the movie that I realized that Martin Mull was in was Clue.
Ah.
Fantastic movie, by the way. But then I must say that one of my favorite things about this movie is the fact that Brad Pitt was called, his name in this movie was Dwight.
Yeah, I just kept thinking, Dwight, you ignorant slut. Dwigged.
Well, not even the fact of Dwight from The Office, but also like you look at Brad Pitt and you call him Dwight.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Oh God, I don't get it.
Like, just call him Michael or something. Jeez.
Right? Uh, was there a character in this movie named Pam? Because I feel like every slasher movie we've done, there's been a character named Pam. I don't think so. Maybe it was too late 80s for that,
Maybe
but
Mrs. Notch. Her first name was Pam.
maybe. Oh gosh. I guess I can get the kills out of the way here before I forget about them.
Oh yeah.
We got Mr. Woods. He died in a car crash after his brakes were cut off screen by Brian. That was mentioned. The unnamed art teacher is cooked alive after being locked in a kiln by Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Gary gets his throat slit by Brian with a pocket knife. Colleen, it just says killed by Brian. Mrs. Knocked gets head slammed into the copier by Brian. Like,
That was a weird one.
yeah. I'm like, okay. I work at a print shop. We have two copiers. I could walk up there and headbutt it, I think, probably as hard as I wanted to. The glass would break and I don't think it would kill me.
Yeah.
That was weird. Coach Harris, the trampoline one, the flagpole, that was pretty decent.
That was intense.
Yeah, I think that was aped, I think, in the fake trailer for the movie Thanksgiving
Mm.
in the Grindhouse movies that
Okay.
Tarantino and
Yeah,
Robert
yeah,
Rodriguez did. Yeah. Because there's like a girl jumping on a trampoline and then a knife goes up through it. She lands on it and dies.
yeah. Mm.
Then we get Mr. Torque gets stabbed in the face by Brian with an axe. I wouldn't call that stabbed. I say he gets axed in the face. Let me ask you a question. And then Brian gets thrown onto a saw blade. Also, Jill Schoelen's name is Paula in this, and she just does not look like a Paula.
No. Maybe Pauline.
Yeah, I feel like she should be like named Claire or something.
Phyllis?
Phyllis. Uh, Phallus? Sorry, I just got penises on the mind. Wait. Oh, man. Okay, trivia and facts time. So, Brad Pitt once flashed a passing car while taking a break between scenes. The police showed up to the set and questioned him while the driver reported the indecent exposure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this movie was shot in 1987, but it was not released until 1989. Jill Schoelen did not want to do this film. She didn't like the script and rejected repeated offers. However, her agents convinced her that it would be a smart career move because Rospo Pallenberg was an acclaimed writer, and this was going to be his directorial debut. She reluctantly accepted the part of Paula, mostly due to the participation of Roddy McDowell and Martin Mull, both of whom she greatly admired. Although she said Pallenberg was nice, she also claimed he was incredibly difficult to work with and repeatedly gave her line readings he wanted recited exactly, which many actors consider insulting. She said the experience of the filming the movie was a very unpleasant, and she doesn't recall it fondly. This is the only film that Pallenberg ever directed.
Hmm.
So the producer, Rudy Cohen, didn't care for the casting of Brad Pitt. The director found four young women who all said Brad Pitt was gorgeous in order to convince Cohen that the casting of Pitt was a correct choice.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was by far the best actor in the whole bunch, so that was a great choice.
Yeah.
So the screenwriter, Steve Slavkin, went on to create and write the classic Nickelodeon television series Salute Your Shorts from 1991.
Hmm.
And the last thing I do not have a budget or a box office for this. I could not find the numbers anywhere.
Dude, do your job.
I did. It's not anywhere.
I can't do it, man.
My guess is this is probably like $1 million
No, no guessing. Screw
and
you.
then
No.
made like five or something. I don't know. I don't think it was straight to video, so who knows? And the grades. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think they are?
IMDb, give me a 4.8.
4.6.
Oh, dang it. Um, do, do, do. For critic, let's do 35%.
14.
Oh, dang.
Woof.
Ouch. Audience, 37%?
22.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
New guy's in the corner puking his guts out. So what do you have for a grade? I'll let you go first.
So clunky, weird, poor acting, not not the greatest soundtrack. Um they tried hard but fell short. Man, that whole thing with her dad not dying and being alive, just really dumb choice in my opinion.
No, it derailed it many times.
Yeah, so I would hmm, I'm teetering on that edge of just being like, it's okay, to no, this is actually bad. Um, and I think I'm actually going to lean more on the side of this more so falls into the bad category.
Yeah.
And so like, cause three is like kind of right there in the middle where it's just like, okay, like it can pass, but I think because someone didn't prioritize their grades that they're going to get a failing grade on this and give it a 2.5. Suck it, Brad Pitt.
uh, yeah, if Brad Pitt would have focused more, he could have got laid. Um, I ended up giving it a 2.5 as well.
Right.
I it was this time around watching it that I'm like, this movie is incoherent and scattered. And
Sh-
the first time I watched this, I hated all the Martin Mull stuff too. That never changed on repeat viewings. I think just the addition of Jill Schoelen and Brad Pitt make this movie like
Mhm.
this. Imagine if it was two different actors that we know nothing about and have no like other prior history with.
Mhm.
This movie would be even worse. And like I feel like Brad Pitt saves a lot of it just because he has a lot of charisma. He's does a pretty good job in it, and then Jill Schoelen's a likable final girl. So yeah, I mean a 2.5 out of 5. I feel like is pretty much where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, honestly, it seems weird. It's almost like they cast um Martin Mull with the intention of him kind of doing his role of the of what he was like in Clue, where it's just like dumb bumbling.
comic relief.
Yeah, like why would you want to add that to this?
I have no idea, dude.
Which, by the way, I didn't realize he passed away last year.
Oh, oh yeah, you did, didn't he?
Uh,
Oh man, yeah, with Martin Mull in this, like all those scenes were shot separately because he doesn't interact with any of the characters except for Jill Schoelen at the beginning and then Jill Schoelen and Brad Pitt at the end.
good
So
point.
it's like, it's almost like it's two separate movies stitched together.
Yeah.
This whole movie's just so jumbled.
Actually, speaking of him and his character too, we didn't talk about one of the weirdest things in this movie, and that was Brad Pitt putting on his clothes.
And trying to seduce his daughter.
Yeah, who
Uh,
does that?
Look at me, I'm dressed like your dad.
You got daddy issues, little girl.
Yeah, and then he tries to make his move, and she's like, "Not until your grades improve."
Oh my gosh.
You want me to bust out my report card? Oh man, ridiculous. Um, Speaking of ridiculous, next time we're gonna be watching Fatal Games, which is a lower budget slasher movie with a completely bonkers ending that you probably won't see coming.
Sleepaway Camp?
So, uh, I would say, in the way that it's, got a crazy ending and that it's a lower budget movie that has some stuff that might be funnier in it,
Okay.
but it takes itself seriously the whole time, so that's always a plus. Um, but yeah, I look forward to watching that one again. It's been a little while, so it'll be fun to revisit. If you guys are liking the show, subscribe and share. Follow us on social media. We're on every platform. Go to our website if you want to see more horror movie stuff. Got lots of blog reviews on there at rockvideorental.com. And if you want to listen to more horror stuff, go back to the 5 other Rocktobers that we've done. We got lots of content there. But come by next time. We're going to be talking about Fatal Games. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.